I don't think I know exactly what the future of banking is, and I don't think I know how the payment system will evolve. I do think that a properly run bank is a great contributor to civilization, and that the central banks of the world like controlling their own banking system and their own money supplies. So I don't think Bitcoin is going to end up the medium of exchange for the world. It's too volatile to serve well as a medium of exchange. And it's really kind of an artificial substitute for gold. And since I never buy any gold, I never buy any Bitcoin. And I recommend that other people follow my practice. Bitcoin reminds me of what Oscar Wilde said about fox hunting. He said it was the pursuit of the uneatable by the unspeakable. No, we will not be following Tesla into Bitcoin. Well, I have the same difficulty that Samuel Johnson once had when he got a similar question. And he said, I can't decide the order of precedency between a flea and a louse. And I feel the same way about those choices. I don't know which is worse.
I want to ask you about cryptocurrency, which you have been very negative about, calling it rat poison, and you hated the success of Bitcoin. But are you surprised that it's gotten even more mainstream since then?
If you stop to think about it, it's an ideal currency if you want to commit extortion or kidnapping or have a protection racket or something. Why should a civilized government want an ideal, untraceable technology to come into the payment system run by a bunch of people who want to get rich quick for doing very little for civilization? Of course I hate it. I don't think it's good that our country is going crazy over Bitcoin and its ilk. I think the communist Chinese were wiser than we were. They just banned it.
Any predictions on what's going to happen with crypto in the United States?
And you let a bad genie out of a bottle, God knows what happens. I think it was a huge mistake to allow it at all. And the truth of the matter is our regulatory establishment, when they quit the government, they go out into this heavily promotional capitalism. And so it's very hard to get the government to make good, wise decisions about something like Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, this digital currency that's out there that people say, oh, it might be the next big thing. What do you think?
I think it's rat poison.
Put him down as undecided.
2 years ago, Fox Business asked you about Bitcoin when it was very, very much in its incipient stages, and you called it rat poison.
Yes.
Do you still feel that way?
I was holding back a little.
Even with the fact that more Bitcoin companies have come up, you still are not a believer?
That's correct. I think maybe the government should keep issuing the currency.
Do you think that it should be regulated?
I wish it would go away.
Well, this is a sort of boxers and briefs.
That's your definition of regulated, right? I'm with you.
Regulation by Charlie Munger.
Yeah.
Just go away.
Yeah.
If a gun were held to your head and you had to invest in either BlackBerry right now or Bitcoin, which one?
I'd probably short them both.
Charlie?
Well, they asked a similar question of Samuel Johnson once, and he says it's hard to determine an order of precedency between a louse and a flea.
When people say, oh, the U.S. dollar's going away eventually, what do you say about that, Charlie?
Well, eventually everything goes away. The earth blows up, the solar system disappears. So eventually, I want more U.S. dollars, not less.
Are you a believer in a stronger U.S. dollar?
Well, not necessarily stronger, but I believe that the U.S. dollar will be the world's reserve currency for a long, long, long time.
And Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies are also bubbles.
What tells you that? I'm just thinking of the millennials, the young investors who get so excited about something like this. What would you tell them?
They're excited because things are going up at the moment, and it sounds vaguely modern. And I'm sure the computer science involved is difficult and interesting. So you can understand why they get excited. But I'm not excited. My attitude is just to hold my nose
buying something
and go on somewhere else. Well, I like cryptocurrencies a lot less than you do. And so, to me, it's just dementia. And I think the people who are professional traders that go into trading cryptocurrencies, it's just disgusting. It's like somebody else is trading turds and you decide I can't be left out.
To the extent that we're being webcast around the world, I hope some of our stuff doesn't translate very well, actually.
He's anything but undecided. This weekend, Vice Chair Charlie Munger likened trading cryptocurrency to, quote, trading turds. The always eloquent Charlie Munger joins us now. Hi, Charlie. Thank you for being here. This is getting a lot of attention, more than it probably deserves, because there are much bigger issues that we deal with here. But, Charlie, did you know there was supposed to be a Bitcoin conference this weekend in Omaha? Had they asked, you could have been the keynote speaker. Would you have said yes?
Well, they were probably crowded out by a group of people that wanted to have a conference on sewage.
Well, you called rat poison 5 years ago, right here in these chairs on Fox Business. You called it rat poison, but that was when it was about $150. Today it's $9,000. It had hit $19,000.
So it's more expensive rat poison.
But there are some people who were able to make some money. And we heard from people who are very passionate about this. And they said, oh, those guys are just trying to protect their old school investments in U.S. dollars. What do you say to that?
Well, I think these idiot booms do harm to a country. They frequently come to bad ends and they cause economic consequences that are bad for the whole damn country. And so I like it when my country steps hard on idiot booms instead of fanning the flames. And if there's ever anything that needed stepping down on hard, it's Bitcoin.